arena, our big hair bear and his Hugo dancer. And we'll be bringing them up in just a second here as we get ready to hop into map number 1.
Ah, yes, Mike, thank you very much. Oh, it's going to be a good one, right? VP taking on Heroic. This sort of series, always one that's keen to deliver. With how good both these teams have looked throughout this event, I think we're in for a treat, Hugo.
Yeah, you can't really go wrong with a matchup like this. Everyone's already a winner, but some people can win even bigger. What's not to love? VP as well. They've had a great style this event. Flitz look good in the roster, and Heroic have been hype as hell, despite maybe low expectations from those who call them onliners. Remember, this is LAN. This is where it matters. And Heroic, they're looking to get all the way to the semis. Yakinda, he gives me exactly that. Quick pick onto Shush on the ramp side, and Heroic, now a man down, are going to have to do it without their fragger.
After the first is found, they slow right down. Heroic do, that is. They've crawled to a bit of a halt here, hoping they can catch VP overplaying their hand. Not normally a team to do so. And so now Heroic start to make moves happen. Taking this bomb down the catwalk, smoking window. Isn't one for Con. It's actually the flash, rather, to set up this boosted player. But with no smoke for Con, trying to get up short is going to be tricky. You need this jungle man to try and take attention away. And that hasn't really worked. The Buster's still on the catwalk, able to hold this down. It's kind of falling apart here for Heroic. They had ideas in the pistol, but nothing cemented itself yet, nothing to go off of. And Stown might have made it all the way into the market, but he's up the creek without a paddle. Has nailed the first. This guy's been having a phenomenal event, so not willing to put anything past him, as unlikely as it may seem. Stown knows he's going to play a trapped at bench, knows you're here, and does find Kicker. Barely even a lick of damage done to the guy. Stown, in with a chance. This would be a 1v5, but he's running out of time, running out of chances, and as long as VP don't face him, he can't win it. Stown has to concede, but my goodness, talk about a nice try. They run him down at the end. If they kill him after time, oh no! Dear. From 0 to 0, nothing gained out of that round there. Yeah,
less than ideal, right? But still, 6 shots, and if that's anything to go by, then we're going to have a light-out match for sure. That was a 5-on-1 VP. They looked like they were untouchable for a moment, but reality sets in, and the Dane does what he can. Still, only a grand here, like, you know, may just mean Heroic have to force buy just off of that alone, even if they wanted to go for a full eco. It's pretty screw, pretty cooked. Window smoke, Flip lobs it in, and it is a nice dunk.
It is a very good look for Stown in the opener, though, like getting away with all that. He's the second highest rated player at the event right now, and he's having his best LAN performance ever. So that's going to want to keep up when Heroic get into the arena, and they're hoping they can make it all the way to the semis just by winning this series today.
See, that's you know, it's bittersweet because it just means one less game in the arena. But obviously, you want to skip the chance of going out of the quarterfinals, get yourself in that top 4 immediately. And no doubt that these two rosters are both worthy of the spot, especially with some of the teams they've run through. Heroic 2-0ing Vitality with a crazy overtime game in there as well, longing it out against the new super team. And VP, I mean, their form has been fantastic, safe to say. Even beating Nip, which, you know, might not seem like a massive result, but Nip have taken some scalps in this event already. They'll be playing against Gambit in a few minutes. 2. Little mid-take coming out from under. Flit's done some damage. Buster's been blinded. Now they'll have to go back to the connector. Buster gets overwhelmed. Both players hang out and hung out to dry. It's a quick force buy for Heroic, and it's netting results.
Game time in a very different way. Here he is, up close to Khan and swinging. And missing. It's all the kills going the way of Heroic. That one, very, very interesting, the call that's made. They take middle, they have lower, and they full explode with 24 seconds left on the clock. You didn't have room for anything to go wrong, and so isn't it lucky that it all goes so right?
Some nasty shots. But yeah, it's a shame to see Buster hang around the middle. It was a dominoes that fell, right? He gets flashed off, he still re-peaks, and at that point, Flit hangs around and connector. Neither player needed to die in those positions, but as soon as one did, well, the other tried to trade, and it doesn't go well, does it? So, back to the drawing board, back to the rebuy for VP, and not one that they want to have to make. They don't have a choice. With the scout, digs out, and whoa, that's one way to get in the opposing in-game leader Orpa's head.
Okay.
And he gets, yeah, a few inches deep in the skull. Even hits attack to refresh. Akinda's ready to finish the job. The longer he waits, the more powerful the position is. As they back out, he's heard it. Doesn't know about 3, though. And Shush is holding for re-aggression, hoping the VP feed him. But 5-on-4, Akinda won't make a move.
Yeah, there is that little itch in the back of his head right now that goes, I would love to know if Palace is clear. Oh, we would love to know if Palace is clear. Me and my friend, we're going in. And, oh, well, it's clear now, isn't it? Flick going to trade that one out. Heroic heavy set over here on ramp. No contingency plans in this one. They're all in on the A play. And unfortunate timing for James. Now, they know about Flit up in Palace. They know this AK made it here. Flit's going to have to make a bit of a stand, and with the molly in his way, he's going to be delayed on this swing. Kicker hidden in jungle, expecting them to try and take this, expecting them to try and take some room and refresh. Has pushed up, but isn't going to find himself in that P250's crosshair anytime soon. Flit really is the guy who needs to make something happen here with the AK. Timing's being missed. It's very unfortunate. All these kills just sail past him. All these chances to turn the tide.
Heroic have won the round off position alone. Like, VP don't know 2 players made it into connector. There's a second guy there, though. They can surely jump up window. They're not going to. Refresh is just holding. Now it gets weird, but there's just no time. Need a stick right here, right now. They spam through. Now can peek out for the ramp as well. And he's going to. Getting them off at the last second. Kicker can trade, but it's all about damage right now for VP. No kit, no chance. And with the timings hit for Heroic, they'll find a second. Definitely was a world with the smoke coming down, but it's the decision, like, do we want to smoke the bomb or smoke Con? And they didn't know there were 2 players there. Still very scary, but Heroic win the round. I wonder if James stayed on that angle, Harry. Would he have hit a second shot in CT? As he unscopes and Tesses bops him here. Beautiful shot. Zeus out. Let's play the James game.
Full grouping over on Cat, maybe looking to challenge mid. If they don't hear or see anything over at B, you can bet these pistols, who don't have much to lose, are going to try and get involved, but it's the AK coming up first. Oh, that's a nice tap, Katie, and these are clean shots. Getting the round back under wraps, and there's the revenge for getting Scout smoke shot last time. Here he is, and on for the ace. Just one man left to find. Kicker. The one man left standing, the one man who hasn't been cut down by Cadian in middle. Is it just a matter of time?
He's seen 4 on Cap. Why not 5? But in no hurry to concede a gun. And Refresh, I like this. He's coming in for the AK. Cadian's commed it. He's going to flash around the corner. Little upgrade. Every little bit. Refresh. Ooh, kick it's rerouted. But down turns. Oh, jump shot will land it. And take it down, VP 3-1. Heroic in control despite the pistol falling short of them. And this is just such an exciting map and series right now. Let's see if the firepower can be pieced together for Virtus Pro. They're going to have the guns now.
Up on James. bringing it out right away. No surprises there.
Oh, Heroic, they're such nerds, man. They throw the smoke that blooms even if you molly it. Awkward flash. Knocks Cadian off the boost.
Yeah, real emphasis around seizing this mid control early on and locking VP out of it. Not the end of the world for VP. They can afford to go a little lax on middle as long as they take into account the other routes that are going to open up from it. And with James Orp in CT, it's a good position for, you know, shutting down any comm plays that might look to come through. Watching window is Flit. And once again, Heroic fall completely silent. A lot of these pushes, you know, arriving in the final 30 seconds of a round, they're almost trying to out-VP Virtus Pro. Can they do it now the rifles are in play? That's the question.
Same old tricks. VP, can they pickpocket this one? They see the smokes come through. James knows he can't fight Connector. It's a beautiful smoke for Heroic. He's going to have to play Ticket instead. The flash so blinded by his teammate's utility. James off the angle, hits him at bad timings, and that one is the worst of all. Tesses takes him down with the smoke. They can see something. They see a leg. They see a barrel. How is Flit ducking these shots? He's made of something else. Spray will not work in the long run. One kill is all he gets, and Buster's got to give it up. It's Heroic on to 4. Mate, how they piece these rounds together is terrifying right now. Shush even throws the AWP out of the round. No chance to save it for James. They know VP's tricks. Who doesn't at this point?
I mean, even though the save is allowed to come through, it's very much on permission from Heroic, and on top of that, it's going to leave you with really just that gun to work with in this follow-up round. Quiet start from often very integral players for VP. We've had James hit some awkward timings, and don't get me wrong, you know, he's still been good to put up a number here and there. It's just it doesn't bode well for him getting a read on this game when it feels like you're missing every timing individually. On top of that, Yakinda very quiet to open this one up. Haven't even had to say his name so far yet. And, you know, when you kind of look over at Stown, who, as we said, has been the point man for Heroic, he's very much hit the ground running here. Now set up for one of these B plays. Heroic moving in. Fast on the approach. No respect. The site player cleared. Kick out falls. Over at short is where this M4 resides. And it is going to find the first. Buster, that's all he manages. Before he's traded, before he's cleaned up. The M4 now removed, and 3-on-4 laid out in front of Virtus Pro. They're buying next round anyway. Wouldn't mind seeing them give this a little look in.
I can guarantee that won't be the last time you say that this series. But VP, they often leave us longing. Is this one of those rounds? Right now, just looking for exits, and guns are the priority.
Yeah.
Right? They can get given weapons on the way out. That would be nice. And yeah, you know, when we have the accountant in the server, you can see the pressure on Heroic of cycling out weapons, of making sure that nothing can be gained right at the end. You don't want the bomb blowing guns into VP's hands. It feels like they have magnets under their fingernails at times. But yeah, Yakinda being strong on this map is, I think, a necessity if VP want to take it away for Heroic, right? Like, he had a slower start to this tournament in that game v Copenhagen Flames. It didn't really matter. He was going down like 0-8 in fights against Roy. Of course, he did ace 3 times in that series. 2 of them, or 1 pistol round, 1 anti-eco, and 1 force buy. But other than that, in terms of actually, you know, winning the rounds that we often see Yakinda win, they weren't there as regularly. He did step up a lot more in the second series against Nip. And so it's a question of which Yakinda we're going to have showing up today. Especially in his whole position of a connector player, as he often is. Such an important role. We've got another BXX right now for Heroic, though. They are the ones laying down the pain. It's only a one-man lurk fake out. right now, but as more smokes land, VP are going to get a little more paranoid. However, it is the fake out. Heroic coming in through under. A late mid take. They're waiting to catch the rotation. Flit is here to do exactly that, moving in off of Con's side. He's going to smoke it though. Oh, will he see this boost? I don't think he did.
He looked right at it. He saw it last second. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's better to have got the info, not died, and still maintain this 5-on-5, because now you know you've got a player trapped in window room. With the swing, it doesn't matter that he knows. Stown still wrecks him in the head-to-head. And now they start to spill up through Con. The Kindar swing sees him, gets tagged by the AWP, but they're not ready for Kicker, who's waiting in sandwich. On with a double before he's traded, before he's dealt with. Buster looking to deny a bomb plant.
Oh, no, he's not.
Actually swing on out, and the plant's already come in. A lot of damage done to him, and this is a man advantage round for VP. This was one that they were meant to try and get past Heroic. Well, now they're left in a very rough retake. Bomb planted open. Cadian's still fighting in the site, and over at ramp you've got Shush, that insurance policy for Heroic, the man to play around the bomb if Cadian goes down, and it might never even come to that. James left in this 1v2, and we know what he's going to do. Run for the hills with this AWP. Heroic managed to find themselves a 6th in a round where you thought Kicker, you thought he'd done enough for anchoring that A-bomb site.
Yeah, Kicker and Buster have played very well as well, right? In these previous couple of games. I love that smoke lineup for Yakinda from CT. He bounces it off of you know, the Tetris position, and it lands in Palace. Sick lineup, but he gets caught while doing it. Pushed down to CT very low. Stown, that was a beautiful headshot on Flit, who had full awareness he was there. Just a nice off angle and a double kill on A. Like you said, anchoring did nothing. Buster was too late to stop that plant. He held it for so long in fear of Cadian's AWP. James, oh, he tried to make that Cinderbox jump to ladder. Heroic, different round, different pace. Quick out ramp in your face. It's refresh dropping Yakinda. Flit's going to have to do something on his own right now as James is backed up to watch middle. With a smoke for the lurk. Heroic double back, a little bit of a creep. Out they sneak. Sounds got B. He almost kills that cat player. Buster thanks Kicker for support. And that's very awkward. The only reason Heroic left is because Stown called that he had that room, he had that gap, and it was quickly closed on him. So back to ramp, and Flit will win this one out. Shush gone. Heroic now have to figure out this round. With no info.
And I mean, last you saw, it was 2 set towards this B site, so they're going to steer clear of it for now.
One more step.
Oh, it's so close. And now you could even get a cat swing after losing an A player. James snipes one out of the connector, going head-to-head with Cady and his Orb counterpart on the other side. He does win that one out. Once again, the swing a little late from the short side, and Buster's Orb isn't scaring them yet. Shots rally off. Now you learn about it, and Refresh hopes to deal with it on this smoke fade. It can't be another win for Heroic when they're left a man down. Refresh over here in Con. James going up, James going over, and on top of Ticket. He's scoped on the angle now. Refresh gives it up. He concedes. For the time being, waits to hear that tap. It's a full 10-second stick. James needs to nail this shot. Refresh, creeping up, creeping under the orb. And James didn't see him. James never knew. Refresh has just stolen that round away right from under James' nose.
Oh my goodness, that's a 3-on-5 clutch out of Heroic, and it's Refresh who takes all the glory. My God, 3 kills. Picks up that orb and puts it to use. Felt like the angle was just there for James. Maybe he saw a barrel, maybe he saw some fingers, but he couldn't get the kill in time. And Refresh, the realization that they must have been deep on the stick. That is a sick round. VP may have firepower, but Heroic have talent and in abundance. A round like that is only going to keep this train rolling for Heroic. That had to be VP's way in. They will rebuy off the back of it, but they're going to have to work harder than ever to even get the taste of victory. And now Heroic spread back into a very slow default, taking mid from under yet again.
I don't know, man. How can you not get in your own head after losing a round like that? Jane will have been saying, don't worry, I've got Con, he can't peek, he can't get you. Down out of the lower tunnels, they know about him now. There is this Con player who's not going to look to get involved in mid just yet. Playing ahead of the Molotov almost leaves him in the prying eyes of Cadian's AWP. But mid ends in a bit of a stalemate with VP maintaining this early control. You finally stopped Heroic getting their golden ticket of middle, and that's information you're privy to now as well, thanks to that little flash over. This is going to trigger a little reposition out of VP, just putting less emphasis on mid and instead reinforcing these bomb sites, ready for this play to come in.
Good spot for Yakinda to win the round right now, especially if it goes unmollied, unchecked. There's a bit of util, but Flit's going to try and bait and buy time for Yakinda's position. And oh, he just spammed out. Will be cleared after one. Dead to Tess as a ramp side double entry in the meantime. And with 15 seconds, Heroic, they just win the round. No fear from short spam. It is yet to connect for Buster. He's not even there. He was set up for a flank that, while it had actually great timing, it also relied on VP stalling that one out just by a kill or two, just by a second or two. But this is not a retakeable round. This is just one that VP have to throw out. Heroic, man. The last second, a pop, 20 on the clock, and they clear everything.
Yeah, something's definitely amiss right now, though, for VP. Like, it looked like Jane was under this illusion that Yakinda had Palace in a way that wouldn't have allowed that swing to CT to come through. That's the only justification I can give for being that far in the open, that far on your own, and scoped up at ramp. It hangs him out to dry, and at that point, you were relying on Yakinda getting some sort of big multi-kill, a tremendous amount of impact from over at Firebox. And instead, it's just a one and done. And plainly put, that's not enough in that situation.
Yeah. Man, Heroic have got to be getting real hyped over this kind of scoreline. We all saw them on the cams earlier during the desk.
Mate, we heard them. We're rooms apart.
Yeah, we are a while away, and we heard the Danish Vikings scream. So, through the headsets, too. It's quite loud indeed. And I wonder if VP are going to get a little bit fearful of what lurks on the other side of their wall. Heroic are no strangers to shouting. And right now, breathing down the neck of VP as they slip the knife in the back. 8-1, and another rebuy. James been given the AWP by Yakinda. It's going to leave him with nothing.
Yeah, you know, Yakinda trying to make amends for that previous round.
I mean, the call might have just been, I'm holding Palace, but, you know, if James doesn't know where the position he's holding it from is.
Right, out in the middle. Faster from Heroic. Always changing the pace up, always leaving you guessing. Do you want to hold the util for the late round? Because they keep pushing with 30 seconds. And then they throw something at you like this, just to remind you that they can. Now into mid, Flit at the top of Con. It's already bested. The AK up catwalk, and Tessez opens the round, but it's Con split taking space on refresh. There's another for Tessez.
Who does that, man? Two flashes in the exact same position. Buster dodges it. Now he's ready for a fight. But then blinded once more. And now Heroic wait for the kills to come to them. Delivery. Almost by Kicker. He sneaks out at the last second, leans back to B, knowing eventually Heroic will have to commit. I love this slowdown for Heroic. Masterfully called, but does Yakinda, because he might walk right into it. Nice shot from the Deagle. Won't swing out to trade. Looks for Tessez. Pre-fires will connect. He would love the gun, but it would put him on the chopping block if he went for it. Meanwhile, Heroic just goes, screw it. We've got the men, we've got the numbers, we'll just walk into B, and they've seen Kicker back up. He doesn't know, but they are right around the corner. Free kill. James in the back of the site, looking to save the round for a change. There's a second shot that doesn't connect, and he looks up, but Cadian's dropped out, and it's a 3-on-1 with Yakinda quick on the catwalk. Oh, he catches a couple by surprise, but no connecting shots will mean another round for Heroic. 9-1. Is there any hope? Is there any recovery out of VP? We know they're paid by the round, but they're going to need some more.
Yeah, dude, I don't know, like, with all these kind of slow creeping defaults out of Heroic that then culminate in very explosive plays in these, like, closing, you know, 25, 30 seconds, they are successfully kind of using the similar style, similar stance you get from VP against them. Many a team have tried and failed. Many a team have faced VP and found themselves stuck subscribing to the VP ideology. Well, Heroic are the ones in charge of this game. Make no mistake about it. VP are the ones feeling all the pressure to get involved.
So they shall.
Flit looks to make it happen, holding top mid.
What gnarly way do Heroic clear this? Because they've already read it. You can see they are ready. However, with Jamie Connector, it means Stown can't clear Flit from this position. And if he gets antsy, he walks into the orb. Stown leaving. Heroic decide they want nothing to do with this mid setup, which they still aren't confirmed to know. Flash up top mid. Cadian has just left, and so there's still hope for VP. Flit catching Tessa's throwing nades in a very dangerous position, but it comes in anyway. It actually misses on top of the connector because he got shot while throwing it. Who cares? Heroic are taking mid anyway. Fearless. Out they run with the bomb rerouting ramp on their in-game leader. And with heavy connector side setup, VP gonna put one arm of this mid play to bed. Jame will trade refresh, and while Shush is out on the bomb site, VP are not even poking their head in. Jame gets the spot and the shot, but it's the late lurk that could complicate matters.
Yeah, Stown out through lower tunnel. This next fight matters a hell of a lot, and Flit wins that one out. It's all left on to Cadian. He just doesn't have the time nor the resources to make this one happen. Catches Flit up on the stairs, but there's so many more bodies in this A site. His best option might be just to bow on out, and with so little time left, the save you'd like to think should come through. Cadian gets away with the AWP at least, and VP, they do arrive with their second on the board, able to win a couple of those mid fights for a change, actually repelling the mid play for the most part. Jame also, has his moment to shine. A lovely little double up on those two players attempting to go deep in the A site on a contact push. Really does bail VP out of any danger that those players represented.
Yeah, and almost a one-way-ish smoke thrown in con by VP, so when Heroic cross into it, seeing the smoke, their legs get shown from underneath. That's how it all starts to fall apart and drip dry, but there's many more opportunities. I love how Heroic, they lose one round, their first round since the pistol for VP, and they call a pause. They realize if we're going to win this game, let's win it dominantly. Don't let VP back in. We know this is a comeback team. We know this is a team that never gives up. And so Heroic would rather just close it here and now. They give chance for a second wind. What's the call? Back to ramp fast. It's looking like a change of pace yet again. Cadian's running wild in middle, and Flit connector with nades out. It's a missed shot. Flit's going to try and take him down. Yakinda helps, and Flit will swing onto the blind Cadian, leaving only Stown at the top of middle. They're pushing him as well from connector. A lot of space taken, but VP don't care. They've corrupted the mid hold. 3 kills from it. Flit comes through the smoke. They're going to fight them at their own game. Another kill. Flit can't stop the plot. In fact, he gets hunted down by Refresh, but a 1v5 with nade landing on top and swings coming out. There's too much utility for him to withstand. VP will get the round under wraps, and I like that change. Even though Heroic go back to a faster one, VP don't fall for it, and they fight them in middle. Giving up the bomb site, giving up the plant, but at this point, money doesn't matter. VP choose murder instead.
Yeah, maybe there is a route to recovery after all, right? Still a little early to say that VP are back in this one, but we are having some familiar faces show what we're used to. Jame finding more success with the AWP. Yakinda that round, getting himself a double. These are all positive signs of players slowly but surely reactivating. Lots of flashes, Pepper middle, but Intense not the mid play. It's also not the B play, which is where the bulk of the noise is being made right now. And actually, as I say that, the bomb is going to move back round, take a stance in middle. Cadian takes one to the legs and is brought down low. Shush was able to catch this Palace push last time. This time fires off a little too soon. And nice guy Shush, always a gentleman, gives Yakinda a warning shot before he swiftly exits the Palace. Still info gained for VP, something to work with perhaps.
Yeah, late window smoke, just trying to deny info for VP. It's going to be helpful for Stan to come in on this late lurk. He's not trying to activate early. Got a lot of spots to clear still. Molly is annoying. He's going to smoke top con with the window. VP down now don't know what's up. Only Buster on short. But they have pushed in through B, a nice bit of aggression. Stan might miss the timing as well. He's just leaving. Kickit should hear that run, and he's going to start chasing, but not Stan. He's just going to go to the objective. He knows it's an A play. 30 seconds with everything cleared out. Yakinda, time to shine, time to show your worth. Heroic route ramp. They're flashing out of the palace smoke. They're keeping on pressure on Stan. Oh, he just kills Buster top middle. Escaping is everything on low health. As a bomb plant attempts to come in, they spam it out on the open spot. Without CT control, this is a very terrifying bomb plant for Heroic to attempt, and VP will keep up the pressure, pushing smokes, pushing in their face. Yakinda trades, and KD now has to do it back from ramp.
Oh, Stan's even wrapped short, but he fires too soon, and now they know about him. Now they know about this last man, and this time James from top ticket does put a stop to the clutch at Con.
VP are done giving Heroic respect. I like that. You know, a mid-round aggressive play into the B apartments after they see all of that util go over B in the early round and no one commit. They realize it's empty. They don't try and chase the flanker, even though it does cost them a death later. It just gets more players on the A site. And when that bomb plant comes out, VP not only shoot through the smoke, but then immediately flash and run back into the bomb site, getting that space back. Heroic aren't given the room to get away with what they were at the start of this map.
Yeah, you know, I mean, we're seeing even something as simple as, you know, plants that would often go through uncontested or unpunished, getting spammed out. Uncharacteristic knife ball from Tessez gets very unfortunate as he's flashed off the mid angle. He's just hoping and praying that no one's watching it. Run boost for Cadian, huh? All right, come on then, put some style on it. No one in mid, no one challenging, and so the run boost isn't fruitful, but it does get the AWP situated in mid. Smoking window, and now Cadian looks to work connector. They hear the scope, they know that he's on the angle, but that doesn't matter. Flip barely even shows an elbow, and that's enough for Cadian. Yakinda now at ramp needed to win that, and with him falling at the hands of Refresh, this A bomb site is a tantalizing prospect indeed. James attempts to drop the bomb, leaving middle, but it just gets away, it just eludes capture. That set Heroic up nicely, they're moving in safe with the bomb now. Shush even watching for this jump up over the smoke in CT. Timing's going to be everything on this peek out of Shush. Ooh. And even though his teammate dies, he immediately is there to trade. VP aren't ready to concede yet. Flash goes through and they run down James in jungle.
Buster with a quick shot. He knows they have to cross back to ramp for the bomb. Kicker called, he dropped it. That's why VP tried to fight. They knew it was late. Buster, he's going to get dealt with 1v1 as well. Refresh swinging, both of them going, and Stan will close. Very scary for a moment, but Heroic put a lid back on it, and man, Cadian, as he runs away from mid, he throws a flashbang that saves his life. Without that, VP dropped the bomb while Heroic are out A, and I'm sure they would have just instantly taken the mid control and played it. Without it, Cadian just regroups with his team, and even though he dies immediately, he at least leaves them the package there. VP have to fight for A. And Heroic, man, you know, they beat them at their own game. They popped through every single smoke the VP put down. Chasing jungle as well. James drops lower. He can assist because Split's been denied this info. Man. It's very difficult to AWP down here. They're right behind you, James. They're on the bench.
See, they're not considering it, but he's not considering it either.
This is mental.
Who's this going to favor? Tess? Oh, my God. Oh, they're so close. They're so close to one another. James coming back now. There's the burst on the bench player.
He's stuck.
Has to drop this smoke. Has to try and hide behind it. The spam from Shush doesn't find a thing. And James still down here, still playing the control of lower. They've opened in towards B and look to move in. There's trades going back left and right, but this is where James emerges from the lower tons and puts a fifth on the board for VP. They're on the back foot. There's no denying it, but considering the 9-1 start for Heroic, you'll take a 5-10 half. It's given you something to work with in this second half of play.
What happens when an unstoppable force runs into an immovable object? Well, we're finding out as these dashing Danes run a pain train straight into the plow here on Mirage. 10-5 on their T side. Heroic, full control right now. VP, they may have had a bit of a resurgence right at the latter end, but is that going to be enough as we swap sides? A pistol could decide the outcome here for VP if they don't start strong. Whatever James got in that big old brain of his, he's got to show it here and now.
Yeah, a little A-pop to open. Keep it simple in the pistol. Cadian. Oh, that's clean. All right. Any more? Makes it a double. Cadian still a problem, still a threat, and finally dealt with by James, but too little, too late, perhaps. He's on for a double. 1v3 needed. James, they swing him together from CT, and if one thing has happened in every one of these clutch attempts for Virtus Pro, there's one thing they can rely on. It's that Heroic are going to swing you all together, all at once, and all in tandem. I mean, man, every single time we've seen someone try to get one of these 1vx's, they're just getting fought, they're just getting peaked. It's a numbers game for Heroic.
Yeah, Heroic know better than most that, you know, playing safe in an anti-clutch can be in danger.
Don't remind me.
Luckily, Liquid fans no longer listening, I think.
Ooh.
Here we go. Little mauling, shall we? Shush with a double. Buster gets one. But a plant, unlikely. Bomb's been seen. Oh. Huh.
Yeah, they're trying to bait everyone to be looking at Palace, but of course Heroic are keeping their minds open. They're ready for your Kindar on that little push up through the con smoke, and so they get the conversion. They keep it relatively clean as well, only losing Shush. You know, still makes a nice little cushy 1200 from the SMG kills. He'll take that.
12-5 though, this is a brutal game right now, and with Vertigo up next, we've seen some troubles on VP CT side on that map. Heroic, if there were any team ready to exploit it, it would be these boys. Let's see how this gun run goes for VP. This is the make and or break. Oh, yeah, Flash doesn't even know he's burning, but luckily swings out of the molly in time, and Heroic won't peek off of the util in mid. They let VP get comfortable. And if there's one thing Heroic know, it's the VP. They're more than comfortable in moments like these. Poised, waiting for peaks.
I mean, you know, don't assume that because both these teams are already through to the playoffs that they ain't giving it all they've got, right? Like, your whole reason for fighting so hard through this upper bracket is for the grand prize of that, you know, spot straight into the semis, guaranteeing a top 4 finish at the event on the back of a strong group stage performance. That's why you've been doing what you've done over the last few days. And this mid-fight from Heroic, it's brutal. They flash themselves in. VP, they try to work mid, they try to use it to open up, but it's wielded against them by Heroic. James gonna get himself the bomb. Now sneaking down the catwalk and maybe has a window of opportunity open here. No one's considering middle yet. Tesses is coming back to watch for this play. Timing's everything, and he's just, oh, he looked like he saw something there, right? Even if it's just a pixel, even if it's just something blipping up on the map for a moment, you know that that bomb's working its way up, Cat. You've called for the rotate, you've dealt with the bomb, and there's 13 for Heroic.
Mate, they have been reading this game so well, especially on T-side, but right there, like situated, holding middle, neither of their anchor players see a thing on the extremities, and at 45 seconds, Heroic go, all right, let's all swing mid, let's just get rid of this round. It's as soon as VP, who have been patient all round long, start to move out of their little turtle holes. Their little corners, their cubbies. They pick up their feet and then Heroic swing back in. Beautiful round, 13-5. Cadian can do whatever he wants at this point. And even with that player spamming behind him, it only sells Cadian's position further. The smoke doesn't go too well for him and he gets spammed out by Flit, who knows the angle. You want it to be maybe a step higher to one way for the top side. Instead, you can see and Shush had to trade that kill, or this would have been a VP round. Now Heroic can decide to back out. They don't know. James at the back of the bomb site. Hello. Fires quick and will get that kill. 4-on-2. This is now a very weird round because VP are also taking B at the same time.
Yeah, Stown wants to go and hunt Jame. He wants to deal with this one man, this one problem factor in the A site, and he will flush him out.
Oh dear.
Tesses.
What a weird one.
They're already in market. Stown gets the spot, and Tesses now knows it's the B play that they're trying to rejoin this man through B. And oh no!
No.
Virtus Pro, you thought they were going to get away with murder. You thought that this little partial investment had legs on it with just your Kindar left standing and a 1v2 to navigate. They're holding him at the truck. Tesses is waiting for this peak. And your Kindar's running out of time. It's all starting to turn against him now. It's all starting to apply pressure. And as the moment he swings, that's assuming they don't come to him. He's getting double peaked, trying to drop out the window. This will be heard, they'll know about it, and there's the double peak. It's a classic. Every time you try and clutch, they just don't give you the room.
Yeah, I wonder if they even called that like let's swing him when he drops, or if it's just natural. It's in the back of your brain. The second he makes a step, both players come chasing, and that's a 2-on-4, right? Stown and Tesses get it done. Lovely hunt onto Jame, and the realization, I don't even know if it was called over that a player had made it through market, because I don't think Tesses even really got that info. Stown just clears him out on that CT rotate, and Heroic, at that point, they hear the bomb coming in B. Tesses has just moved back into this, previously dead position for Heroic. Just an unbelievable round. Even though it's mostly pistols, VP had no business losing that one. But Heroic, 2 rounds away now from kicking VP a map down in the series. James left his angle. He's run from ramp. There's a double setup there, but Heroic didn't hear him. Cadian still has top mid with full control. A teammate by his side playing anti, and even Stown watching under. That does leave B completely empty right now. Heroic are gambling, but let's see how a retake goes, because VP are about to figure it out. And now with this ramp push, that might even set one of these players off to get back to the bomb site. Refresh is here in time.
Yeah, I mean, with the smoke down, you might have missed the mark somewhat, although there's a big gap for Cadian to hold. He'll take these peaks all day long. Refresh even starting to work his way around the smoke, starting to get into the fray, into the site. Flash goes over, Refresh set up with a double. Oh, wrapped by Buster, who plays in the smoke with him, but here's that flank arriving from A. Buster, they're all around you. They are 360 degrees wrapping him. And it's hot, all right. 15 on the board for Heroic. Map point locked in. Yeah. And dominant as they do it as well. Like, this is so one-sided. VP yet to field a round on the T side.
This VP, we were looking at them in their previous games going, man, this is a team in this form who could win the tournament, who could at least get to the final. Heroic are just wiping the floor with them. And I don't want to take anything away from Heroic, but it does feel like somewhat of an off day for VP. Like, even little things aren't going well. Right there when the plant is coming in, someone jumps on his head to boost in the bomb site. He falls off. I don't know if it was intended or not, but little things. VP just can't get comfortable. Then both players just get caught in the middle of nowhere on default. There's not enough room for 2 guys there. And there's not enough room for VP in this map. Heroic are here to kick them out. Refresh stopping that cat run. VP going back to B, and it's desperation here.
Yeah, I mean, VP in wins or in losses, one thing they always have is their style, their signature flair, right? Their signature method of approaching CS. And it feels like they've kind of abandoned that here on Mirage. Like, we're seeing active attempts at opening or clutching or taking space from Jame, for example. Like, this isn't the guy you look at to do those things. It feels like they've had to move away from what works. Desperate times calling for desperate measures. And Heroic are actually making VP look very uncomfortable here. Another kill going the way of Heroic. Just a couple of frags from sealing the deal. And with the bomb controlled by Shush. Oh, it's not over yet.
What?
He will catch that dropping player. Cadian holding on to Connector. He knows with that smoke down, they're going to try and go stairs. He's not a fool. Shush even aggroing into spawn. A missed shot from Cadian, and Shush, mate, they are right behind you, but Cadian's dealt with it. Only Jame left standing, 1-on-3, and with nothing left to do but give this a try, a hope and a prayer as Jame embarks on the clutch.
And I've never said this before, but there's no time for Jame in this one. Cadian's here to click him out this shot, and all three facing from different levels. It is Heroic playing a different level right now in this map and series, looking to go forth to the semi-final. They've taken their map pick. We now go to Vertigo, and we might see VP go down 0-2. Find out after the break.